Welcome to Pontoon's Tech and Consulting segment's Summer Thought Leadership Series. I'm super excited to introduce you to a member of our leadership team who will share his insights with you. Joining me today will be David Molina, who oversees a large program for us in Europe with one of our industry-leading clients. Welcome, David.
Hello, Shauzab.
David will share with us his thoughts on strategies to improve the candidate experience. And as we know, this is super important. Our last best experience becomes the benchmark for our future experiences. David, in your opinion, how has the pandemic impacted the candidate experience?
In many ways, Shauzab. The most obvious one is the virtual. The virtual things is something that was not created during the pandemic. It was already there. But of course, what we've seen is a huge acceleration. Everything became virtual, from the interview scheduling, of course, the assessment, and even up to the onboarding. So that was a massive impact on the candidate experience. Now, obviously, during that time, everybody was a little bit nervous, trying to adapt the best we could, and everybody could understand that the experience may have been affected for the candidates. Nowadays, the pandemic is far behind, and we can benefit from all this acceleration that we've seen when it relates to the technology and everything becoming virtual. So now the thing is, how do we find the right balance between what needs to be manual, what needs to be virtual, to make sure we provide the best experience to our candidates?
Indeed, and put that in light with the current volatile economic climate that we're seeing, right? You know, what are some changes that you've seen in terms of the candidate experience?
Right, that's a very, very valid question, Shauzab. You know, just one number: 80% of the candidates are dropping off from the process. This is terrible number for your company, for your logo. So you've done all the hard work. You've attracted the candidate, and you've made the candidate applying to your role. That is what is really difficult in this marketing. Finding a candidate is relatively easy. Converting this candidate into someone who is willing to apply to your requisition is extremely difficult. And when they do that, you lose 80% of them if you don't provide the right experience to your candidates. So it's really, really critical. The other thing that we see changing on the market, Shauzab, is that candidates tend to come to your logo, leave your logo, work somewhere else, and come back again. Yeah. So in any way, whether you're going to hire them or not, the impression, the experience, the journey is critical. They need to have the best experience ever, because they're potentially going to come back in the future.
Indeed, David. I mean, there's a lot of fickleness, right? Especially with the generation X, Y, etc., that you're seeing in the marketplace, right? And their tolerance as well. What specific examples can you cite where companies are actually improving the candidate experience, and how they're doing so?
Yeah, a couple of things that you can find on the article, by the way. For me, the most critical one is prepare your hiring manager. Help them. They're not recruiters. They are hiring managers. They're extremely busy. They have a lot of skills, but perhaps not the recruitment one. Recruitment is a skill, is a behavior, is experience, etc. It's not something that you've got naturally. So you've got to help and prepare your hiring manager and the business, so to speak, so that they can really make sure they create an attractive conversation for the candidate that is going to remain in the candidate's mind, plant positive seeds in their brain, etc., so they can really benefit from the conversation. Whether it's going to land as a hire or not, that's going to come in a second time, but that's a minimum requirement, in my opinion. Prepare your hiring manager.
Makes a lot of sense, David. But however, when I look at the rate and pace of change that we're seeing due to introductions of technology and certainly AI, that is also impacting, right? What the interaction and experiences that we're seeing. What are some opportunities or challenges that you see in relation to candidate experience as far as use of technologies and AI specifically?
Yeah, no, very good. AI is a must. Is like whether you are an international company or a regional one, you have to consider AI in your recruitment process moving forward. It's a must, and I wouldn't even go deeper than that. I think it's an expectation from the candidate now. They have that expectation that they don't have to travel to your head office or headquarter to get an in-person meeting immediately the first time they're going to have to speak to your sources or recruiters or whoever within your company is in charge of this recruitment process. So there is this expectation that AI and technology is having a role to play in the recruitment process. Another critical aspect, Shauzab, is as a company how you want to show up in terms of recruitment, and the image you wanna put on the market. One of the things you're gonna have to make decision on is where do you want to place the cursor between manual and AI technology. Do you want something more human-based, touch-based, something completely fully automated, or something in the middle? There's nothing good, nothing bad. It's just appropriate or not appropriate to, again, how you want to show up and the population you want to attract. For this reason and many reasons, I truly believe that in the future, you're going to have to partner with a company that are really specialized in this business, in this area of recruitment. It's going to become more and more critical to attract the right talent for your company. So clearly, having an RXO provider will only help you to achieve your goals, your business goals, your strategic goals, and ultimately provide the best experience for your candidate.
Indeed. Well, I will say, David, that many of our technology providers and partners who I speak with, right, this is absolutely top of mind in terms of the conversation, in terms of how we can potentially leapfrog, but leveraging technology and AI. But importantly enough is the whole experiential aspect, and there's so many stakeholders involved in the type of experience that gets delivered, that I think this is going to be super important to keep our finger on the pulse on. David, thank you so very much for your insights. To everyone, please be sure to read David's thought leadership work around 5 recruiting strategies for improving the candidate experience. Really looking forward to this continued series. Thank you for your attendance, and until we meet again, ciao.